Hey y'all, Nikki-Dee Ray here, and I'm gonna read your children a bedtime story. Now you might be asking, and Nikki-Dee, why? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. One of the greatest gifts you can give to a child is a book. And here at News Channel 5, we believe in giving children books that can take them places and plant seeds for their future success. That's why we're once again bringing you our book campaign. It's called If You Give a Child a Book. It's as easy as that. We'd like for you to consider donating just a few dollars to help us out in exchange for a bedtime story. All the money we raise will be used to buy books that we'll give to children right here in our community. Yes, all of this stays local. I mean, how exciting is all that? And if you'd like to donate, at the end of this video, we'll put it up, all the information that you need to make that very special donation. Oh, and the best part yet, the Nashville Predators, they're gonna match the first $25,000 that you decide to donate. So all of your money is going to be doubled. A big thanks to the Preds. They're always doing something great. Okay, you ready? It's time for the bedtime story, and this is a sweet little book for sure. It's called My Very Favorite Book in the Whole Wide World. Hi, I'm Henley, and this story is about finding my very favorite book in the whole wide world. But it wasn't as easy as it sounds. Reading can be hard, you know? Once upon a time, everyone thought I hated to read, but that's just not true. In some books, the words are too big and the sentences are too long, and there were way too many pages. Blah, 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 nothing ever happened. She slept, we get it, okay? And on and on and on. In other books, the pictures have zero to do with the cool things that I like or what's inside of me. I do try, but some books are just so giant, if I stood on top of them, I would turn into a giant. Other books are so boring, I'd rather just use them as a pillow. When I'm supposed to be reading homework, I'd rather play football in the backyard. When I'm supposed to be reading the cookbook to help make dinner, I would rather see how many grapes I can fit in my mouth. It's a bunch. Once I took a wagon full of books to the town swimming pool to find out how good they could swim. Yeah, they sunk. When I tried to read books about dinosaurs, they made my brain hurt. So I gave the books back to the dinosaurs. I've tried reading books about mountains, pickles, aliens, monsters, cats chasing mice, and mice chasing cats. I even found a book about cats chasing mice up on a mountain while aliens eat pickles with monsters. Yeah, but none of those made reading easier or more fun. But that all changed when Mrs. Joy gave me the worst homework assignment ever. Here was our assignment. She said, find your very favorite book in the whole wide world and bring it to school tomorrow. It can be a book about anything. Just make sure you love it because you'll be sharing with the class. The school bell sounded like 100 horns blowing in my ear. Thinking about the yucky homework assignment gave me a super headache and made my hands all sweaty. On the way home from school, I stopped by the Mighty Library, hoping to find any book that could be my very favorite. My friends went into the library ahead of me. When it comes to finding books, I'm not so fast. Inside, there was a nice man sitting behind a jumbo-sized desk. I asked him if he could help me find my very favorite book in the whole wide world. He showed me books about science and adventure and squishy animals. He flipped through the pages of books about flags, farms, and holidays. He found plenty of books with twisty big words, sentences as long as my legs, and pictures that tangle the pages. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. When I saw my friends in the middle of the library having fun and reading, I felt more lost than ever. Bless him. The next place I tried was Mrs. Rackley's bookshop. Maybe she could help me find my favorite book. Mrs. Rackley did what she does best. She brought piles and piles of books. I looked and looked and looked, but I couldn't call any of them my very favorite book in the whole wide world. All those pages and all those words made my eyes tired. I realized it was going to take a book, a miracle, like a miracle, to find my favorite book. I grew a sad face and stomped all the way home. Mama was unloading the dryer and she could tell I was having a crummy day. I told her all about the worst homework assignment ever. The librarian and Mrs. Rackley tried their best to help me find a book, but it was no use. I'll never find my very favorite book in the whole wide world. With a voice as warm as rolls from the oven, Mama said, "Henley, sometimes the best stories can be found inside ourselves." After a sweet kiss on the forehead, Mama's words lit up inside of me. That's when I had a brilliant idea. The next morning, I could hardly wait to turn my favorite book in the whole wide world. I mean, everyone's watching. I stood proud as all eyes in the reading circle stared at me. Everyone thinks I hate to read, but that's not true. Yes, some words are too big and some sentences are too long, but that's not my biggest challenge. Before today, I just hadn't found a book I wanted to read. I hadn't found the words or pictures or pages or sentences or subjects that showed me me. So last night, I wrote a book. I called my very favorite book in the whole wide world. It's about a big, fat, bumpy journey, get this, to find the perfect book. My book has words and pictures and pages that show me, and that show you, me. When I started reading my book out loud for everyone to hear, I struggled. But soon my words began to flow. The pictures I drew danced off the pages. Everyone can have a very favorite book in the whole wide world, even if they have to write it. When I was done telling my story, all my classmates clapped and cheered. And my teacher gave me a gold star on my homework, and that is the truth. How proud is he? This is such a great book, and this is just so one of many that could really help so many others around our world. I hope you sleep tight tonight. Now, to the mommies, the daddies, the guardians, the grandparents, it's your time to donate, and here's that information I promised you. You can go to newschannel5.com and click the link to donate on the homepage. You can also scan this QR code or text NC5 to 50155 to give. And don't forget, the Preds, well, they're going to match the first $25,000 we raise. Thank y'all so much for spending a little bit of time with me and for blessing so many others right here in our community. This is a good one. My very favorite book in the whole wide world. I hope it's your favorite too.